Engaging us on our socials at Amuai Brian on X at K24 TV. The hashtag we're using is K24 Evening Edition. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, and we do welcome your feedback on those particular social platforms. We'll be sampling some of it as we continue with the program tonight. These are the top stories tonight. Tonight on K24 Evening Edition.
Ayes 204, nays 115, abstentions nil, so the ayes have it.
Finance Bill 2024 passes the second reading stage, with 204 MPs voting to approve it against 115 who voted to reject it. Anti-finance bill protests bring Nairobi CBD to a halt as thousands attempt to make their way to Parliament, with protests also taking place in other places countrywide. Also tonight, doctors and well-wishers come out to offer free medical services to protesters, even as many showcase innovation and artistry in the demonstrations. And National Treasury warns that government risks losing 200 billion shillings if the Finance Bill 2024 is not passed as proposed. Now, let's begin. Majority of Kenyans rejecting the Finance Bill 2024 and the GenZ staging nationwide demonstrations. 204 members of parliament have voted in support of the controversial bill in the second stage, while 115 stood with Kenyans by voting no. However, members of parliament, among them Mohammed Ali of Nyali, Sabina Chege and Jerry Maina, were nowhere to be seen, totaling 222. The number of MPs who were absent while the crucial exercise was taking place. Joel Chacha now reports on how notable members of parliament made a last-minute change of mind to shoot down the bill, which sailed to the third reading.
Mumias East, Salasia Peter.
That is a spoiled vote.
Spoiled.
Order, Honorable Salasia, you are treated as if you have not voted. Can you vote? No theatrics.
The most awaited moment by Kenyans was finally here after 2 days of a heated debate on whether Finance Bill 2024 will sail to the final stage, being the third reading.
The second reading of the Finance Bill 2024 voting, the ayes 204, nays 115, abstention 0.
It was notable, however, on those who initially supported the bill making a U-turn on what will be considered possibly as pressure from the people to vote against the bill.
First of all, I reject the Finance Bill 2024.
They include Nairobi County MP Esther Passaris, UDA's Gitoga Mukunji of Manyata, and also those who defected from Azimio to support the ruling party, including Felix Odiwuor alias Jalas of Langata, Mark Nyamita of Uriri, and David Ocheng of Ugenya, among others.
We need to ensure that we listen to the population and what they're saying. This country right now needs to listen. We need to tighten our belts, we need to live within our means, and we need to address corruption.
A record 22 members were, however, not in parliament, with only one who was unwell informing the speaker.
John.
Key absentees to note are Mohammed Ali of Nyali, Sabina Chege nominated MP, Jen Maina and Jerry Kirinyaga MP, Donya Doris Kisi MP, Shakil Shabir Kisumu East MP, Bernard Kitur Nandi Hills MP, among others. This means that they are not on record of either supporting or not supporting the bill, what is translated as MPs avoiding backlash from either their voters or their party positions. Those who shut down the selling of the bill to the third reading have accused those who supported it of leaving Kenyans alone at a time they were needed most.
Those of us who have voted no have actually confirmed that there are still some members of parliament who understand the feelings of Kenyans.
Yes.
But for those who have voted yes, we leave it to the public to make their own judgment.
Yes.
Today we have voted with Kenyans and they have voted with the oppressors. And I want to urge the Gen Zs, Kenyans who are demonstrating, that the demonstrations must never stop We must achieve the final thing, and the final thing is to ensure that the oppressor is out of power.
And after pumping a lot of sense on the heads of our colleagues, they could not listen. They could not agree with us, and looks like we lost the bill in a very draconian manner.
The ongoing protests by the youthful population have also been supported by various legislators.
So I am calling upon the government, come surely you have a fight with finance bill. We are the people who are here inside working on the finance bill. Sio hawa watoto. Hawa watoto walijitokeza tu kusema hawajafurahia. Serikali ambayo inalinda watu ni ile inasikiza watu.
Very unarmed protesters, but they are being tear gassed. They don't care. They have even shot one protester who has been admitted in the hospital. And we are asking, if this bill was favorable to Mwananchi, why are they pushing it down our throne?
And this battle is going to get out of parliament. We are going to meet on the street.
Niliona one of my colleagues akisema wanataka TikTok views. The majority leader in the house is a TikToker, akona TikTok account. All of us have TikTok accounts. Sasa tunaweza sema akiongea mambo ya house business yeye anatafuta views. Akisema yes, is he looking for views in TikTok? So asianze kuharibu watu vichwa huko, kuongea vibaya.
A heated debate took place for 2 days, and next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, amendments will be moved as voting will be done close by close.
I want to urge the Generation Z to relax, as Kenya Kwanza government means well, and they will be the greatest beneficiaries of the proposed amendments.
IMF is playing a very big role in that is happening. And my good people, let me tell you, Gen Z is out, and I'm very happy. The only thing that I really agree with this finance bill is for the Gen Z to say that Baba should be left out of this mandamano.
When we have differed on the how, not on the what we need to do as a country in order to become a growing economy.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.
All right, now anti-finance bill protests brought Nairobi's central business district to a halt as thousands attempted to make their way to Parliament in the latest bid to push members of Parliament to reject the contentious finance bill. Now, this was amidst heavy police deployment in the city. Our reporter David Kagina covered the protests and filed the following report.
In what appears to be an escalation of the Occupy Parliament protests, which first took place on Tuesday, protesters, mostly youth, today filled the streets of Nairobi. Heavy police presence curtailing their efforts to access Parliament presence as members of Parliament debated on the contentious tax proposals. Kenyatta Avenue and Uhuru Highway for some time were deemed impassable owing to the number of protesters. Efforts by police, including use of water boozers, tear gas canisters and others on horses, did not appear to deter the determination of the seemingly resilient demonstrators.
What is the point ya kila siku tunashinda tukibadilisha finance bill? Mbona hatuwezi tumia ile last year? Why anataka kuongeza taxes? Huyo mtu kila siku hayuko ni mtalii.
Kama saizi mimi nakaa kwa mzazi na wamepandisha, wakiweka hiki kitu nitaitoka kwa mzazi lini mimi?
Unaona dhao kwa supermarket, huwezi nunua kila kitu. Sasa hii ni maisha gani? Jamani, shida tu maisha itakuwa mzuri. Itakuwa lini? Atuambie leo.
Tangu Ruto aingie. Si saa hii tangu aingie. Mamangu anaenda left right and center kutafuta ndo tupate kitu ya kukula. Lakini akiongeza hii bill like dai.
Sisi ni Gen Z, tunajua kusoma. Nadhani unajua wazazi hawasomi hizi vitu. We know what is entailed there in that finance bill. Ndio maana tunakataa. Kwa huko nadhani watu ni wajinga, everything in implement kwa parliament. We think we are not stupid. We are the next parents. Ndio maana tunatetea. In the next 5 years kwa sababu kwa kiti, si ndio tuko hapo.
In unpredictable moves, the groups regrouped and converged in many places at one point, making it difficult to control them. The police also having a hard time profiling the demonstrators. Unlike Tuesday demonstrations, most of those who turned up had no particular age group.
As at 5 p.m, efforts to occupy Parliament was still ongoing, with the police keeping off the demonstrators with tear gas canisters. However, the protesters have time and again retaliated with stones.
They chanted slogans, tried negotiating with the officers in person, adamant that they would achieve their goal. However, a barrier in every route leading to Parliament set up by security officers gave them no chance. David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
All right, now day 2 of GenZ Protest saw the youth come up with creative ways of braving the tear gas amidst their protest against the Finance Bill 2024. Young medics, nurses, clinical officers and paramedics were also in the front line offering medical assistance to anyone who needed it. And as Harriet Chimea now reports, new and different apps were used to coordinate their movement.
Second day of the GenZ protests. The city roared with their chants on ground, all in efforts to woo legislators to shoot down the Finance Bill 2024. The new activism era showcased the young people's creativity. Case in point, they shield themselves from the dreadful effects of tear gas using fumigating machines as water sprinklers. Even petrol stations were not left behind in aiding the youth with water to wash away the toxins lobbied on them. And true to their word before the day's demos, the Gen Zs stood in different streets singing the national anthem that rang loud through their portable speakers as they had promised. Amid the 7 to 8 hour-long demos, the youth were also passing time through ball games, if not engaging in running battles with police officers. And like other demonstrations, the relentless youth have used social media tools to put across their grievances. As of 5 p.m., the hashtag Reject Finance Bill 2024 on X platform had 2.21 million posts, as it also reflected globally, fluctuating from first to second most tweeted. To coordinate movement among them since morning, the Gen Zs also used various platforms to disseminate information like the Zello application that gives up-to-date status. The app is that of a walkie-talkie-like, where the Gen Z send voice notes, texts, and images. Artistic props of different kinds were also in play, depicting their passion towards the rejection of the 2024 Finance Bill. Young medics and paramedics also offered their services at different points, including Jamia Mosque, to assist those who got injured or needed medical assistance.
So we're a group of doctors, nurses and clinical officers. We are located at Jamia Mosque. So this is our medical center for emergencies. We have at least 3 ambulances. So if there's any injuries, please locate yourself here or call our hotline numbers. We shall reach you.
The demos are expected to continue nationwide, with the Gen Zs expressing their discontentment and grievances in their own unique manner. Harriet Chimea, K24.
Now, thousands of Kenyans, especially the youth, turned up across the country to protest against the 2024 Finance Bill being debated by the National Assembly. Now, in defiance of police reluctance to grant permission for the demonstrations, young Kenyans in Uasin Gishu County came out in large numbers, bringing the North Rift town to a standstill before police intervened later in the evening to break the demos. Similar scenes were replicated in Nakuru, Embu, Kirinyaga, Kakamega, Kisumu, Thika, in Kiambu, Nyeri, among other counties, with a clarion call for legislators to reject the Finance Bill. Timothy Simwa now reports.
Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, young Kenyans turned up to exercise their civic duty. The numbers were overwhelming and unprecedented since this is the hometown for President William Ruto. To demonstrate their apathy for political affiliations, post bearing UDS wheelbarrow emblem was brought down to the joy of the young protesters. For them, this is not about politics but their survival amid a financial bill they opine will impoverish them further. They are bold and unequivocal about what they want done.
In expression, si hooliganism. Vijana tuko unemployed, vijana tumesota na bado mnadai kutu overtax. Reason kama government bana.
Mimi sijaipenda maandamano, lakini hii nayo by force by fire lazima ili atoke, hatutaki ujinga.
Serikali yetu ni liar, ni waongo sana. Wanaondoa tax na mkono moja, wanaleta zingine na mkono mwingine. Kwa hivyo wanasema wametoa tax ya bread, alafu wanaongeza kwa mafuta shilingi 9.
The situation had remained calm at least until in the afternoon when police started lobbing tear gas at the indefatigable young protesters. In Nyeri County, the home of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, protesters came out in their droves to object the financial bill. Embu County and Kirinyaga too were represented.
Sisi kama vijana tumetokea na we are ready to take over.
Hii finance bill inaumiza vijana. Imetax kila kitu.
Things were not different in Murang'a County, as Thika in Kiambu County also witnessed similar events as protesters called out the national government in the National Assembly to listen to the voice of Kenyans.
Mnatufinya hata amuoni, ahurumia hata ule mama mwenye alikupigia kura, hata vijana. Mnataka tuende wapi? Angalia tunapandishwa mpaka bei ya pads.
We are going to be the next parliamentarians and we are going to reject every impunity. And to our president, you must go home.
Kisumu County also joined the bandwagon to send their message home, as well as Mombasa County, that for the second day running, youth came out to protest.
That I'm rejecting the bill, and any MP coming from my region, coming from strongholds, we will deal with you perpendicularly.
Vijana wamekasirika na wamesema we reject.
We are not interested with that financial bill. We do not want anything to do with it.
Nakuru County also witnessed thousands of Kenyans turning up to picket and add their voice to the controversial bill.
It's not just about sanitary towels. This morning, tumesikia Treasury wameambia MPs that they're going to cut the NGCDF. What are they trying to do to our education system? The health sector, that is also a problem.
Kakamega and Bungoma counties were not left behind in the western region, as demonstrators across the country sought to send a message to their leaders to listen to their demands.
When you're amending the bills, it's not just about amending. You should make the bill go down, all of it. You should make the bill go down, all of it.
Kama GenZ tumetoka, tumenyanyasa kutosha, and this is the generation yenye sisi tunaelekea.
Despite the lack of central leadership, young Kenyans continue to stage mass demonstrations across the country with a little help from social media platforms where they have been mobilizing. Timothy Simwa, K24 TV.
That story by Timothy Simwa takes us to our first break here on K24 Evening Edition. But first, I just want to remind you that if you are a fan of football, this is the place to be at 10 p.m. Of course, we'll be watching a match between Spain and Italy. That will be at 10 p.m. But first, we finish with the news. A break.